Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back. I am JC and this is JC's Intuitive Tarot. This pick a card reading is just going to be a little energy vibe check of what's coming in your near future. My intention was not to go more than 3 months from when you are viewing this. So within the next 3 months, we have 4 groups to choose from: Group 1, Group 2, Group 3, and Group 4. All of the timestamps will be below. Remember that this is a collective reading, so take what resonates for you. If you want to dive a little bit deeper into your personal situation, you can book a reading with me. All that stuff is below. But we're going to get right in. Let's get it. What's coming in for you? If you have to go ahead and pause the video, go ahead and do so. And if you're just finding me here new on YouTube, hello and welcome. And you can check me out on TikTok as well. I go live over there. But if you could like, share, subscribe, it would really help me and the channel out. I'd really appreciate it. And I appreciate and love all of you that subscribe and follow me and support me. I can't thank you enough for all of the love and support, and I'm sending it right back to you guys. So let's get into it right now. Ready? So group number 1, you have this courage bracelet. My mom got this for me. And this is your deck. This is actually a newer deck of mine. I'll link it below. I cannot for the life of me remember what its what its name is. Okay, so just let's sit in on the energy of group number 1. With this courage, your favorite color could be green. You could be a Leo, you don't have to be. Or you could be refinding your courage or just feeling a lot stronger within yourself. I'm being shown a big wall, like it's made of like gray stones. It's kind of like one of those Spartan races. You know how you have to like climb over stuff in the mud. You could have just gone through that, or you are going through that currently. Group 1. I also feel like, because I'm constantly wanting to turn this, so I feel like there is something shifting, or you could have made a lot of rapid change in a short period of time. And it was through like something that was very difficult, grueling even. There was something with an authority figure that you had to stand up to. And if it was an authority figure, it was somebody that was an authority figure in your life, or an important person. I'm just feeling tense around my neck and my shoulders and my back, and I feel like you could even be having headaches from that, or headaches are caused from that. Some of you could suffer from TMJ. I'm getting a lot of tension. Okay, group 1. So that's what I got just from the bracelet. So let's get in. I just want to do like a little shuffle while I have your energy. If you don't like the shuffle, you can move forward. Group 1, vibe check for group 1. I'm definitely getting a lot of 7s, so I don't know if you have a lot of obstacles, challenges, because I'm getting 7 to 8. And what it reminds me of is like the 7 of Wands to the 8 of Wands. You're like, things are starting to move for you after having a lot of obstacles thrown at you and a lot of you having to protect yourself. But I'm not just getting, right now, I'm not getting a very specific way, group one. Okay, so that's your deck while you're all in here. Welcome, welcome. Tell me more for group one. What is the energy check? What do they need to know within the next 3 months? But show me where they're at right now. Where's group energies at? Group one's energy at right now. Where is their energy at? Group one's energy, please. Those who are watching group one, what is their current energy? Group one. A lot. Intuition, stand your ground. Yeah, there it is. I freaking knew it. Balance after trapped in fear. Wow, I could feel it. Group one. Welcome. Welcome, you're out of the dark. Look at this. Look at this. Patience. This was a patient process for you. Look, there it is. Power, strength. It's like the half of the lion. Courage. Number 8. 7, 8. I knew it. I saw it. I saw it. Coming out of mental conflict, 2. That's what you're balancing. Coming more into your power, into your purpose. You've had to be patient with yourself and this entire process. Intuition, this has awakened something in you. You see things differently. You could have even ignited your intuition, or a lot of you've always been intuitively strong. Some of you could have gifts that maybe you always knew that you had, but they were kind of dormant, and then there was a particular situation that reignited them. Stand your ground. Yeah. Or there was a situation here. Now remember, the reason why I'm generalizing it, because this is a collective reading, okay? It's not a personal reading, just so you're aware. But I love that you have 1, 7. Remember how I said I was seeing 7 and 8, 7, and now you're at the 8. This is what you've overcome. You went through the challenges. You went, and then if patience, 14 divided by 2 is 7. Okay, sorry. Hold on, hold on. I keep knocking the camera. Okay, so you have, this is beautiful. I love this. You've learned to balance yourself, and in this balance card with number 11, so 1111 could be significant, but I feel like you feel very balanced within yourself. And in this particular, card, he has all the wands, the pentacles, the cups, the swords. You have managed to rebalance yourself after something that was rather difficult. Standing your ground, coming into your truth, listening to your intuition and trusting it. And you've had to have patience with yourself. He's got like a seed in his hand growing. You've had to have patience with yourself and the process. Look how it's like divided too in both of these cards. You see how they're like 2 different people and 2 different, it's like primal and human, there's something deeper, there's something bigger here. There's something that caused you to shift and transform, but stand your ground and listen to yourself. And above all else, you've managed to go from a place where you might have been trapped in fear, and the amount of internal courage and integrity, patience, and belief in yourself, you've managed to get yourself out of this and into this. Wow. Group number 1, you guys are starting out with a bang. You went from this to this, like low to right? I mean, Huge jump. Huge jump. This was deep. This was spiritual. This required patience, and some of you might not be that patient. It took courage. It took integrity. It took strength. It took willpower. It took trusting you. And look what's happening. This is beautiful. So these black cards in this deck in particular are like the major arcanas. Sorry if you guys hear my dog. Maybe it's time for you to sleep, because this is big. This is very big. Okay. Yeah. 8 of Wands, Queen of Cups. You took care of you. You listened to your intuition. You got yourself out of a stuck place, stuck situation, stuck mindset. Yeah. Wow. What's coming in the near future for group number 1? What can they expect? What can they prepare for? Hangman. Temperance. Wow. Twice. The Temperance twice. 2 of Wands. It's kind of like I'm getting, now that you got yourself out of this situation, what are you going to do now? Now you're like, whoa. See the snake kind of crawling up his leg? The Temperance, 2 of Wands, and 4 of Wands. Yeah. Wow. It's like graduation day. You pulled yourself out of a fog here. 7 of Cups. Big fog. Mental entrapment. The Wheel of Fortune. Wow. That's all changing. You're not trapped anymore, that's for sure. I do want to get a little bit more in depth about what the situation was about. I do feel like there was something that triggered this. Of course, you know, I don't think this is how. There's something that triggered this for sure. Yes, House in reverse, unstable. Could have been a marriage, partnership, or maybe it was just your parents, the way that you grew up. For some of you, it's like you're kind of breaking out because you're really becoming who you are. With poverty here. Yeah. Others of you, I feel like you were left in a really bad situation and it made you take a step back. Your intuition was calling you to stand your ground because something wasn't right here. And I feel like you had to make a decision. And you saw something from a different perspective. Yeah. What's the Wheel of Fortune? You made your own shift. This was a very hard shift. Yeah, message of concern. There was something concerning. And you're in, yeah, look at that, imprisonment right there. Trapped in fear. I also just heard this was like your key to get out of like a situation that you didn't even know that you were stuck in because there was some kind of illusion. But there was something not quite right. For some of you, it was with a marriage, a partnership. There was something that wasn't built on a stable foundation. It was something that your intuition probably gave you signs of. But this was something that was a process. there was something that was in balance and you recognized it and you brought that back into balance. I think that you left something behind. Maybe a home, a person, a home. For some of you, a community. There was something that didn't resonate with you and you felt, and your intuition was telling you it wasn't right. And I feel like at first you might have just held on to it, but there was something where you decided to release it because it was just a very big, intuitive, and courageous move to leave behind. Sorry if that fan, it's my AC, is bothering you. I feel like because there was something bigger that was calling you and you decided to go for that. See how she's like kind of mixing things and there's like a butterfly in here. This was a major awakening and it was aligned for you to take back your power, listen to your intuition, speak your truth in some kind of way, stand your ground, because whatever this was, it wasn't allowing you to be you. Because I feel like group one, you're this person that's very strong, have a very much of a leadership quality. I'm just getting leadership. I feel like you could be naturally very magnetic, very ambitious, very loving. And there's something that kind of stole this, because I feel like this is who you are to like core, like intuition, somebody who speaks their truth, somebody who hasn't been afraid to speak their truth or even stand up for what they believe in a respectable way, you know? Maybe you've always had a really strong intuition or even psychic gifts. I feel like there was something here that diminished those. Maybe somebody made you question your intuition. They confused you. And this was not a short process. This was rather long. And with the message of concern, I feel like that came from within, where maybe we need to look at this from a different perspective. Maybe this is something we have to sacrifice because you weren't in this power anymore. You had a hard time. I don't know. I just feel like a lot of you, somebody made you question yourself. It could have been a relationship. It could have been some kind of partnership. It could have even been from when you were a child. It could have been your parents, like coming from an unstable home. Maybe, you know, you got called a drama queen, you know, that you're just starting stuff. Maybe you got the blame put on you somehow and it kind of kept you stuck until one day something was rather, I don't know. I just feel like this message of concern, it wasn't an actual message. It was something that was like, you know what? Something's not right here and there's no denying it. And I feel like that's kind of when you came back online. Group one, what's the message of concern? I feel like it was like a higher self activation, attraction, Mars. Yeah, that's the ignition. Mars is all about, you know, taking your personal power, standing your ground, but, you know, standing up for what's right and what's just, and taking action. Self-care, energy, yeah. You weren't being taken care of in some kind of way, or you were sacrificing all your energy. You could have been burnt out too. Yeah. Change, courage. I feel like this is supposed to be actually upright. You walked away from something And then Ace of Earth, which is the Ace of Pentacles. You decided to plant the seed and invest in yourself. Karmic third-party relationship lesson. Until death do us part. Contracts, career, and commitments. Yeah. There was some kind of contract here, and I feel like you rebalanced yourself because you knew you would have to leave it behind. I feel like you left a lot behind, group 1, but you realize that with the 7 of Cups, there was a lot of, you were just put in a position where you were overwhelmed. It wasn't fair to you. It was stealing, like, you're rather a balanced person. And I feel like you were either with someone or involved in a situation of some sort that made you question yourself, question your gifts, question who you are. Yeah, chemistry, passion, and even kind of stole a little bit of your passion, you know? At a personal level, you could have had, if it was a relationship, you could have seen that this was rather toxic. And if it wasn't toxic, it was based on just, you know, sexual chemistry. Yeah, irreconcilable differences. Divorce, even if you weren't married to that person, it was just someone that you had, it was physical. It's not for all of you. And then we have memories, nostalgia, that's part of the past. And this is your renewal, your spark, your standing your ground, taking back your power, growth. Could have happened around summertime, you know. This is something you needed to reawaken yourself because you were in a situation where it was not, you had to leave it behind, you know. And I feel like it was hard, but there was something, I keep getting drawn to this 2 of Wands card. There was something bigger, you know. There was something more that's calling you. So that's why you decided to leave, to start something new. And I feel like you kind of you saw that this was some kind of just, it's very, because I'm feeling it's very mental. Not that, I mean, it could have been physical for some of you, but it was like a really big, mind fuck, you know. And excuse my language, but I feel like that's what it is. And I feel like the chemistry, and that's probably why it was really confusing for you, because there was a lot of chemistry and passion, and there was something, you know, maybe the person that you were with, you were kind of younger and just, but you're at a different place now because of this connection. You see things differently, and you realize that this was not built on something that was safe. It actually diminished you. It diminished your light. Some of you, you know, with the self-care and energy, maybe this is something that really sucked energy out of you, that you just were so exhausted all the time. But I feel like this is, yeah, you weren't able to get to where you wanted to with that wish fulfillment in reverse. Karmic third party, again, yeah, distance, retreat, or timeout. This is what you've healed yourself from. Happiness, wholeness, overjoyed, and smiling. Yeah, because you've released yourself for this entrapment, pregnancy, money, heartstrings, anything that kept you stuck. Gossip, slander, it's just so petty, jealousy, envy, low vibration. You know, if you were with someone that was stealing or dimming your light in some kind of way to keep you stuck, to keep you held in something that was never meant for you, you know. And I feel like they kept you in a place, or you were kept in a place of, you either had a false sense of what was going on or the reality of it, and it's kind of like you snapped out of it. Or there was some kind of moment that you're just like, oh, things are not what they seem in this situation. There was a turning point that you hit, and it was rather concerning to you. Now, this message of concern could have been from maybe you found something, maybe it was just even just a message from the divine being like, hey, it's time to wake up, you know. And this was a very big patient, very big. It was quite the process, but you had to grow something. This was to rebalance you, bring yourself back into harmony, reawaken this person that you have always been. So what's coming for you is happiness, is feeling this renewal, this spark, this growth. For some of you, it could have happened this past summer. It doesn't have to be, but you're seeing things clear. You have distanced yourself. You are healing yourself. And if you're not there, then, because this is a collective reading, just, you know, wherever you're at on your timeline, group one, I feel like you could either be at the kind of the beginning where maybe this could be the message that kind of turns things when you're like, you know what, I have to make choices for my own self because I'm exhausted and I have to leave this behind. And you're hitting some kind of milestone. Others of you, this is what's coming for you. Just absolute happiness, clarity, renewal, spark, really feeling like yourself again, which these 3 cards, or I should say 4 cards, is who you really are. And you had a situation that really almost like trapped this strong, intuitive, confident person that is very well balanced and is powerful and exudes, you know, I just feel like you have such a high energy, and somebody took your spark from you and made you not believe in your intuition or yourself. This was a lesson and you had to walk away from this. But this is what's coming for you, is happiness, growth, this is like the Ace of Pentacles card. This is like this abundant time of change, after a major change, where you actually get to really step into the person that you've always been, but even better. You know, it's like this flower's fully grown and the seed has been planted already. This was a major healing, a really hard lesson, I have to say. And I love that for you, group one. I love that. So let me just get any other messages for group number 1. Yeah, look at that laughter. Wholeness. You feel like you're up again, fully like your rotten self. Group number 1. It's okay to take the time out too. It's okay to, you know, pull away from and just like worry about yourself, especially whoever, group 1, like you're a powerful mofo here, okay? You've always been powerful, you know? You're meant to be powerful. I feel like a lot of you could be healers, or I just feel like you're inspirational to other people because you have a natural magnetic, like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people look up to you. I feel like you have this magnetic energy and you're just a natural spark, whether you know it or not, you know? And I feel like that was just taken from you. I feel like this was just reigniting who you are at a core. Squad, reconciliation, soul tribe, close friends. That could be what's coming in the next couple months, like your actual people. So, because a lot of, like, I was feeling like this could be a group where there was more people involved in this, but this is, I feel like you're actually coming in because of all of this, because now you're back in your authentic self. and even stronger. And if you're not there yet, this is, like I said, this is the next 3 months of what you can expect. I feel like you're coming into people that you can trust, that you can rely on, that sees you and sees your light. Yeah, light, fuego, chemistry, intent, passion, things are heating up. Okay, maybe even a new person. Maybe somebody else is sparking your flame here. Right? Kinky ways. Maybe you're feeling good. Cuffing season. Some of you are getting like an actual person. Yeah, my boo. Official status. Exclusive relationship. Seeing each other openly. Yeah. Look, cuffing, single, ready to mingle. Ready to get back out there, group one. Not all of you are single, but I feel like if this was a connection, for the majority of you, I feel like it was something that it really kind of took you for a ride a little bit, but it was meant to make you stronger and a better you. And I know it's something that you have overcome and you are overcoming immensely. Okay, you could be 29, you don't have to be, but 2 + 9 is 11. Okay, 11 11 11 7 8. Okay, so 2s, 7s, 7 8, 3s, this is all aligning rather well for you. And now I feel like you are, because of going through all this, and there's a sense of you left a lot behind. You're stepping truly into a happier timeline with people that you can trust. You're coming in, with a new soul family, a new soul group, or just people that are meant to help you and support you along like this new journey. And for a lot of you, you're getting back out there to where you feel open, looking to explore. Maybe you meet someone where you feel safe again. Maybe you had a relationship where there was some issues with not feeling safe, and I really hope that none of you have been ever put in a situation that you didn't feel safe in an intimate way. But if you have this, you are going to meet a person where like you feel safe. And if not, it's just like you being around, like having your tribe of people. I do feel like for some of you, if you are single now, you want to get out there, like, right? Ready for a relationship on the hunt. I don't think you're on the hunt. I think you're just putting yourself out there a little bit more, and you're feeling really good about it, and you're feeling strong within yourself. You've done self-care, or you're doing self-care. Maybe you're sleeping better, but this was a big shift for you, a really big shift. And it was meant to make you more powerful. So that's what you have. I feel like this could be a process. Like I said, this group one, you're kind of this is an intent shift. A lot of you, if you've already been through this, if you have been working on yourself, because the only way that you're going to call this in is if you have restored this within yourself. And you have taken the time to heal. Now, I don't think we're all ever fully healed, but you're healed to a point where you have self-awareness to be like, I'm being triggered right now, or, and setting boundaries with, if you don't feel comfortable, and actually speaking up and saying, I feel like you are in a state of happiness and just very much ready for what has to come, and you have a lot of really good things coming to you. For those of you that are looking for a relationship, that you are looking for a genuine connection with someone, that makes you feel, I just feel the need to say safe. And if it's, and you're gonna have a community of people, whether it's large or small, that are your people that will support you, And maybe you didn't think that you were going to be here at this point in your life, or a stage in your life, or wherever you are, but you have done something that has been exponentially hard, okay? With this Seven of Cups and this Wheel of Fortune, it could have been 10 years that you were stuck in this past thing. Or I want to past thing, relationship. But just know if you're still going through this, you're making the change for it better, and you have a lot of really good things and people. This is like your season, and please just enjoy it and just enjoy who you are and celebrate who you are, because you are one hell of a person in group one, okay? And I'm sending you my love. I'm just gonna leave it here. I think that's it. I think that's it. I don't want to tap in. This is to any of why, or like, you're gonna know. You're gonna know what this is. This is a general message for the collective, and that was freaking beautiful. Group one. Like, I'm not gonna get emotional, but you guys should be really fucking proud of yourself. I love that. I love it. All right. I love it. All right, we're gonna move on to group number 2. Just give me a minute. Yikes, cards are flipping everywhere. Oh, my. Okay. I'm probably not going to do every pile the same, because I'm someone who just, I just kind of go intuitively. I always set the intention and do a little meditation. So if I choose like different decks or switch it up on, the format, this is something that I'm just going to run with. So if you don't like it, then just click off and on. All right. This was group 2. I think it was, maybe. Yeah, I think this was group 2. If not, it is now. It is now. Group number 2. You have the Muse Tarot, which is one of my new favorite decks. And then you have a blue hawk's eye bracelet, okay? I love blue hawk's eye. It's basically blue tiger's eye, but they call it hawk's eye. All right, let's clear from group number 1 with a little bell ding. So if you're wearing headphones, maybe you might want to turn it down. So let's just clear it out, clear it. Group number 2. All aboard. Let's go here. All aboard, group 2. All aboard. Somebody going on a cruise? Do you want to go on a cruise? Are you thinking about going on a cruise? Some of you, I just got some of you to work on a cruise, because I just got a flash of like that show, what's it called? Below Deck or something. I just got a shot of, what's his name? Captain Lee in my head. Okay, some of you could be named Captain, or be a captain, or be named Lee, or dealing with a person that's named Lee, or Lee, L-E-E, is significant. All right. group 2, what do they have coming in? The next 3 months. What do they need to know? Coming in. So group 2, I feel like you feel either you have felt a need recently to do more, either like a protection spell or intention, or the need to protect yourself. It's 11:44 right now on the clock. You could feel the need to, or maybe you have been having headaches, or maybe blue hawk's eye is something that you should look into if you're having like a lot of like psychic attacks, or even like if you feel like not like yourself and you don't have like a reason why. Okay, you might be just getting absorbing energy from, I feel like a lot of people. Group 2, you are highly creative. You could even be neurodivergent. I don't say that in a bad way. You could feel like group 2, and this is just an energy check just to make sure that you're in the right pile, just because I'm tapping into your energy. You could feel misunderstood a lot of the time, and that's why you isolate or you just don't share certain things. And there's something about pumpkins. I don't know if you like funky pumpkins. Okay, that's just something that's coming through. And there's something about a piece of coral. I don't know if you collect coral or if you have a piece of coral. There's something about coral. Or you could just connect to ocean, just ocean, like shell. Like I have shells right here. Yeah, I feel like group 2, you either have a lot of water in your chart or you are highly sensitive. You could be introverted or need to, like you have your introverted moments to reset yourself because you absorb a lot of your surroundings. I don't know how to read this. I feel group 2, you could have a heaviness or just a weight on your shoulders, or feeling you're carrying something. I can't quite tap into what that is. That's going to mean different things for each of you. Or you could just be carrying like the weight of the world, literally. There's something about ocean, land. It's like where blue meets green. But it's like very green mountains meets the ocean. So I don't know if you want to travel somewhere like that, or you would find peace in somewhere like that, or you're from somewhere, maybe that's where you are now. I'm just seeing very green, almost rocky, but it's like covered. It's like a lot of green meets a lot of really dark blue, like ocean. I feel like there's not really I'm trying to fabricate words for what I'm feeling, but so group 2, you feel a lot, okay? And you're probably taking on a lot. Ace of Voices, yes. Okay, yes, that is accurate. However, I know that it feels like a lot right now, but you're actually moving out of that. Some of you could be coming from group 1. Definitely, I'm feeling a very arty vibe. Some of you could be painters. You could need to paint, or painting could be a therapy for you. I'm just seeing a blank canvas and a fresh paintbrush. Yeah, 2 of inspiration. You have an idea that you want to bring to life, but you're overthinking it. Because it would disrupt, or you're afraid. Yeah. Okay. All right, group 2, we're just going to lay it out just like this. I'm going to do this a little bit differently than I did group 1. So group 2, highly creative people, okay? 2 of you have a big vision, and the Empress. Good God, you have a big vision. It just flows through you. You can't even help it. However, you're conflicted, or there has been a lot of conflict, Tower moment, on either how to move this forward. The momentum to push something out, because you've been hiding it. It's like it's under her cloak, right? And it comes from within. This is something that's very big. It runs through you naturally. You have 2 of inspirations, like the 2 of wands. You're a visionary. You have a high imagination, but all of that stuff comes from within. And where you're at right now, group 2, is you have the 5 of voices, like that 5 of swords, that conflict, that challenge, that mental constraint, feeling like you're never gonna win, right? Because it's kind of like this. Look how cool this Tower card is. She's like literally, I thought it almost looked like a fin at first, like that was like her fin, but she's only standing on 1 rock, right? And I think that's why, like, whoever I'm talking to, you're very, I don't know if you have a lot of water in your chart, or you could just, this is where you're at. Very deeply emotional, very highly creative, very innovative with your, I want to say art, or your vision, okay? But you've had to break away from and kind of stand on your own on whatever this is, and it's been very difficult, but you've had to try to remain centered, right? And this is, I'm just getting a lot of push and pull energy. And now it's kind of, you're like, okay, no, now's the time to go. You feel it. See how she's like moving forward? She's like, come on, nope, step by step, we're going. Like things are in motion now. You got like that red moon too. With the 5 of materials, I feel like this is a fear for you. You don't want to be without. You feel a little insecure about whatever this is. But this has been implanted in you. This has been implanted in you. This is something bigger than you, right? You don't have a lot to stand on, and it breaks away from what you've already either been doing, or your surroundings, or the way that you grow up. But it's getting to the point with the 8 of inspiration. It's been in motion. It's been in motion. And I just have this really high ringing in my right ear. So this is like something you need to like take action on. 8 of emotional withdrawal. Okay. Memories of love. Prosperity begins. Yeah. I feel like for some of you, there was a tower that shook your foundation. We have rejoice, celebration, love begins. There was something that shook your foundation, and it ignited this Eight of Inspiration. There was some kind of major conflict, shift, and I feel like you could have checked out a little bit. And it made you realize what you really loved again. There's the Empress again, fertility. It's like by checking out and taking some time, it gained momentum to take a situation like the Five of Swords and the Tower, which is rather difficult. You took the time to kind of withdraw, and memories of love, you, in doing that, even though this was a crappy situation, and maybe for a lot of you lost a lot financially, this is what you're creating out of it. Spiritual strength. Yes, yes, victory, blah, blah, blah. Success. Wow, look at that. Sixes could be significant. Threes could be significant. Look at this, 33, 9, spiritual strength. The color green could be significant. Okay. So group number 2, what you have coming is you are turning something that was like this tower moment, right? Where some of you could have lost everything. This conflict, this shakeup, this, like, this could have been within yourself, or it could have been a situation where you just weren't going to learn and you just had to take a loss in some kind of way. And for a lot of you, you lost a lot. Five of Pentacles being without, being in lack. And what you did is it created this momentum, this Eight of Inspiration. It lit some kind of fire in the dark, because this is a full moon here, okay? And it's red. It's like that red moon, that passion. It sparked something. And you took this emotional withdrawal, which it wasn't emotional withdrawal. I feel like you were just withdrawing from people, or just what you usually would. And you poured it back into what you love. So you could even have some kind of project or art, but it gave you, it's like you left something behind and you had a vision for something else. And this could have been a vision that you've had for a long time, and you haven't been able to see how her cloak's kind of open, and she has all this stuff and these planets just swirling around, right? It wasn't the right time. Maybe I feel like it's a vision that you had, a dream that you had, and I feel like has to do with a creation or art or something. And what you're doing is you're turning something into pain into beauty or pleasure, or there's an underlying drive of you're taking this a freaking tower moment where some of you lost everything, and you're turning it into this powerhouse or this beautiful art, or you're creating something out of loss, tragedy. And I mean, if you think about it, a lot of the best artists and some of the most just well-known, not that that's, I feel like that's not important to you, but you managed to alchemize a really shitty situation and a really bad time in your life, and you have created something that one has already been within you, but this ignited, and you turned that pain into power and creation. Rejoice, celebration, victory, success, spiritual strength, fertility. Some of you, like when I was getting the painting, you could have, created these paintings out of, because that's maybe it's the only thing you had left, and you were just like, well, I'm gonna sell some, hopefully maybe sell some paintings so I can eat, because maybe some of you were really suffering. And in that, it's like you turn something and you're like, well, they probably won't sell for much, or it was a way that you worked through whatever it is, it's getting success, it's getting recognition, it's getting you birthing something that I feel like you've always held a vision for, or even always had within you. And you're at a stage where you're kind of just like, F it, like I have nothing to lose, so this is what I gotta do. Some of you, it's like a survival thing, like I just have to do what I gotta do, and there's something here and you're just like, I just have to put one foot in front of the other and keep going. And you know, hopefully maybe you're just, because you're in that Five of Pentacles, where in that, you know, lost material, just struggling. Five of Swords, Five of Pentacles, Tower, that's gnarly. All right, maybe a little bit you were checked out, and the way that you dealt with it, and maybe it was under a situation of survival, is where you poured it into something that you loved. And others of you, maybe that's how you were able to heal, but at the same time, you always had this vision. It's always been within you. Unfortunately, like sometimes you have to go through this to really dig deep and pour into, like, the hands give me a very present, like, what do I have that I can hold? What do I have that I can cherish? What do I have that's mine, right? And the fire and water can be very significant. Some of you could have a lot of fire and water in your chart, but this is going to bring, this is aligning you with true success, true victory, true, like, true power. Some of you could have done a 369 manifestation, because I'm getting 369. It's all broken down to 3. Got another 6 here. That's crazy. Look at you go, group 2. What you have coming in, and I don't even feel the need to pull any more cards, is you are birthing something that's going to be so impactful, something that is going to be successful. You have turned your pain into power, but I feel like this is in an artistic way, a creative way. This is also the Empress card in this deck, and you have the Empress twice. I feel like you are very influential, and whatever you're doing can be very influential. And if it's not something like painting or art or something, you have a really big vision that is meant to be highly impactful to a lot of people. A lot of people. Whether the work that you do will be impactful, maybe it's just even, maybe you write a story, you know? But you are a visionary. You are meant to inspire others creatively, whether that's in art, the way that you go about presenting yourself, telling your story. It's just such an expansive thing when you talk about, like, the Empress. She's just very much in flow. It's not one thing or another. It's whatever she feels or he feels. Like the Empress is, the feminine energy is flowing, it's creative, it's abundant, it's inspirational, it's influential, you know? It's just listening to you, listening to yourself, allowing. That's another thing the Empress does. She allows, she receives. And this is the time that you're going to be receiving, I feel like freedom, success, for your spiritual strength, for pulling yourself. And if it's not something creative, because I feel like a lot of you are very much creative, pulling yourself out of this situation and taking the time and pouring back into yourself with memories of your of love, what's in front of you, being very present, allowing yourself the time. You are creating something in the meantime that you are going to have a lot of success in, or whatever you do after this Tower moment, after you have really, I don't know, you're getting into a state where you are very comfortable in a flow of your own cycle and your own self, and you're trusting yourself, you're feeling safe within yourself, and you're creating something amongst that. It's like the rags to riches, but there's so much more power back behind that. There's so much more momentum. There's so much, like, you have a red sun, red moon, you know. You're someone who's meant to be, whether you want to be seen or not, it's up to you, but you are meant to create something that's influential, for sure. You're meant to inspire others that are going through this, you know, in one way or another, whether it's through art, whether it's through music, whether it's through voice, whether it's through just you just being your fabulous self, and really being like, actually, I have all this stuff, right? Unveiling the true you and all your greatness. And I feel like you've been hiding it for a while, and this situation had you very much down and out, but you wouldn't let that keep you down for long. You detached and you created something with refinding yourself and who you have always been. I love that. I think I'm gonna leave that there, group 2. I'm not really gonna pull that much more. But 3, 6, 9, the color green, maybe some of you have been wearing green. Maybe you've been getting like a little tingle, you know, like above, like right below your, you know, where the middle of your rib cage, like right there. A little nudge. Beautiful. I love this deck. Yeah, look, High Priestess. It comes from within. You just have a knowing, and that's so beautiful, you know. It's like you trust yourself to go into the unknown, and into your own flow. You could have even been stuck in just like a normal cycle of, you know, working the mundane and being like, I have to get out of here, you know, I'm not supposed to do this. And that 2 of Wands could have been you just like leaving behind your 9 to 5 and being like, I just know, even though it doesn't make sense, I just know that there's something more, and I need to hold my vision. Patience and planning came out. What's this one? Rest and rejuvenate. Yeah. I don't know if this is a message for group 3. I'm going to keep it in mind. Patience and planning and rest and rejuvenate. 7 and 4, 11. Let's see. Let's see. I think this was group 3. This is what happens. Group 3, welcome. Just want to give your cards a shuffle, and then we are going to do a little energy check. Group 3. Group 3. I feel like this is going to be love, to be honest with you, group 3. I feel like you could be from group 2 or group 1. I feel like sometimes I get connected. Sorry if you guys can hear. My dog is snoring. I'm gonna put that back in. Got the Strength card. Let's see. With bracelet. It's turquoise. It's not carnelian. I don't know what this is. Turquoise, lapis lazuli, and that's definitely not carnelian. It would be like a garnet or something. So welcome, Group 3. Welcome. Group 3, I was feeling, I have to be honest, I was feeling this is going to be probably like the love pile, and I was getting that I feel like it's like an opposites attract. There's something very different about this love. So if you are already in a connection, you can stay here, but I do feel like this is going to be for those of you that, I want to say you've been single for a while, and you are attracting right now a person that's very different from you. There's an element of surprise to this. Or unexpected. Really not giving me, I'm not really getting a lot more off that. Okay. They're like, that's exactly what it is, an element of surprise. Okay, so this is gonna be a little bit of surprise. So let's tap in. Tap in, Group 3. I feel like this is gonna be those of you that are not in a connection. 3 of Swords, yeah, you could have had your heart very broken and a little bit protected. Yeah, thank you. Left 2 of Wands. You definitely left something behind, closed out a major cycle. Yay, the Sun, successfully too. So you could be even just feeling more playful. Right there. The 8 of Wands. Something's coming. Something's coming in quick. Coming in quick. Or unexpected. Some of you could even be traveling or wanting to travel, moving. Get a lot of movement. Page of Swords. I'm going to do each pile differently. I just want to pull a couple of cards. Oh, got the 9 of Wands. Okay, Magician and Realization card, which is the Judgment. Yeah, look at that love. Love, 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 love. Yeah, wow. Okay, woo, let's giddy up. Let's giddy up here. Okay. This is definitely going to be love, okay? So if you're already in a connection, I would probably just click off because I am getting new love. Tap in, friends, tap in, because I love this energy. This is going to be a powerful love. A powerful, powerful love. And it's something, wow. It's like Magician, Judgment, Temperance, Ace of Cups, Lovers. There's like 4 major arcanas and an ace over here, right? But it's not like you didn't deserve it, because I mean, good Lord, this is some heavy shit. However, I actually feel like whoever that you're going to encounter has also been through it. So it's almost like you're mirroring each other, right? One of you, it is more fresh than the other. One of you, 7 of Wands, yeah, maybe a little guarded because you've definitely gone through. And if it's not a heartbreak, then I think there's some kind of loss that you went through, and which made it difficult for you to either let anyone in, because for some of you, because when I touched that card, I felt that some of you could have lost like an actual person, whether it was romantically related, or like some of you, I'm getting like a parent, or hopefully you didn't lose anyone that way, or a child or something like that. And there was, I feel like it was somebody that was, you were just feeling, you haven't been very open to love. Now this could be you or this person, because I actually feel like it's like, I'm just getting person A, person B. So that's the way that they're telling me to kind of read it, because this is like the other person. Yeah, it's like person 1, person 2. Which is, you guys are kind of mirroring each other, right? I mean, look at this. Look at the Wands cards, all right? Even the Page of Swords and the Three of Swords. I just feel like one was more recent than the other. So take it how it resonates. The other one is intrigued, but they're kind of like, they've also been through, a person who's been through it as well, with the Nine of Wands, but they're not willing to give up. They're just a little bit, they want to gather some information for moving forward. This is definitely orchestrated by a higher power, whether you believe in the universe, God, whatever your belief system is. I'm not here to, persuade you on what your beliefs are. This is a higher power, very spiritual love. The Magician, it's bringing something like, you already have a connection with this person. Riley, hey. You already have a connection with this person. It's a very deep connection. It's a very spiritual connection. Some of you, you might know this person. You might not. But I feel like one person sees the other person first, and there's a connection. However, there's some blockages or some kind of resistance that's holding back from moving this forward. And they're like, separate, separate that. Okay. Highly spiritual connection. Very like, aligned as well. Giddy up. Let's go. Let's go. I'm just going to pull from actually a love deck. I just saw your heart and my heart. So weird. What movie is that from? I can't even remember. All right. Tell me more. Tell me more. Giving you a lot of songs. Could be a musical connection, or you bond over that. I'm getting like a lot of songs. Dreams. Yeah, share your dreams together. I actually think that you could, 1111, Cupid. This is someone you meet on a whim, but there is something that's kind of blocking this from moving forward and getting definitely I feel like this is something, it's an instant attraction, but like you're both coming out of some weird things, or there's one person that's a little guarded. Yeah, I gotta check this out from afar. I gotta gather some information. It is a soul contract. Challenges, yeah. I feel like when you both cross each other's path. Exactly. Yes. Wow, marriage. That's crazy. Clarity. Respect. Fuck yeah. Yin and yang. Okay. Definitely a spiritual connection. Basically, this person, you and this person that you're gonna meet, you probably had similar journeys, okay? There could be one or both of you have probably even rushed into things, or there could have been blockages on getting this off the ground, because this is very different, and I feel like both of these people have been through some ish, okay? I feel like you're both meeting each other at a time where you are either one or both of you have been on some kind of spiritual journey or have been awakened, right? Because I feel like there's a delay in getting this kicked off. But one of you, one or both of you either know, do they know each other? Okay, the Emperor. The Emperor sees, so the male, the masculine, I feel like is like, yes, let's go for it. However, they're like, no, because of, they've already been through a lot. And they're like, no, we'll just watch from afar to make sure. Yeah, the Chariot, but they don't move. They don't make the move right away. 5 of Swords, 7 of Swords. They could even, yeah, look at that. Wow. Holy shit. Okay. Yes. All right. So the masculine, the Emperor, which wanted to come out, we have the Empress here. So this is definitely a divine counterpart, without fail. This is something where, because the Emperor did come out, right? Are you gonna pull him out again? I feel like whoever the masculine is, now it doesn't have to be a male, but whoever's taking on that masculine role or will be is a little hesitant at first. Okay, that's why they're like, we got, yes, 3 of Cups. We got to check the scene. 3 of Wands. Maybe distance. Is a key factor of coming together. I also think there's more. At first, I do think that the masculine or that Emperor energy is, and I should have pulled the Emperor out when I saw him, but I put him back in there. I feel like he's a little hesitant. He's got to check the scene, right? Got to get the knowledge. He doesn't move forward because he doesn't want to be impulsive. I feel like the Emperor person actually has his own track and his own thing going on, but it kind of gets flipped upside down. He's like, wait a minute. Who's that, right? And he might even run from it with the 7 of Swords and kind of withhold his feelings. But I just feel like it creeps up on him. Like I said, you can even be a female resonating, with masculine energy. Just take it how it resonates. Maybe it's something that comes through the dream. The universe is guiding you to that special person. Allow everything to take its natural course. Okay. He could even have some kind of foresight of this coming together, or just like a dream that is very specific after, because I feel like whoever is in the masculine energy, I feel like they wanted to run from this, right? But there's something that pulls them back that is like, maybe I still got to check it out. There's something that calls them. There's a mysterious, I don't even know what that sound was. There's a mysterious calling here, okay? There's something that pulls him to this Empress feminine energy that's bigger than he is, right? And he probably is just like, I don't have time for this. I've already, I'm already going kind of through it. With the 9 of Wands, it's just like somebody who's been wounded, whether it could just be in relationships in general. However, this is both people's happiness, okay? I just feel like the masculine could see the feminine before the feminine sees the masculine, but we'll find out. I do feel like there is a telepathic connection between these two, and I feel like it probably freaks both of them out because they've both been through some kind of turmoil. But this is like a connection that's kind of coming online or has come online, because this is not something that just is like, I know I was supposed to meet you like the second they meet. This is something that it takes a little bit to get off the ground, because of both people's pasts, and there's something bigger that they, with what they're coming out of or what they have been through, maybe what they've got going on in their life, they're like, I don't have time for this. This is like too much. But at the same time, the shadow kind of creeps up, right? There's something that's undeniable here. And with this Four of Wands and the Devil, that could be what's holding back from moving forward, and from the masculine moving forward to this Empress, right? Or the Emperor moving towards the Empress, because I do think there was an element of, like with this Three of Cups, here she is, here's your Empress, right? And there could have been with the Two of Swords, there could have been some indecision, because I do feel like the Emperor energy, the masculine energy, it kind of wreaked havoc. And because I feel like the masculine energy was kind of doing good by himself, to be honest with you. I feel like he had a lot of success, and he's like, yeah, no, like Two of Swords, just kind of, there's a sense of denial, or just not understanding, being like, we need to step back, and I don't even know what this is. And it kind of brought up a lot of things that were probably even emotionally triggered in some way. I'm just getting the masculine ran at first, right? But there's something that's hit here, and I feel like there's some kind of like, because this Two of Cups, the Nine of Cups, right? Maybe he's been single for a while. Maybe he thought he was going to be single for a while, and like working with the Nine of Pentacles, working on the career success. But there was something, yeah, this Empress sparked something. It was very inner child, and I feel like Two of Swords made him, it triggered to, like, the Two of Swords is like, I need to take a time out. I need to take a time out and think this. Maybe I need to gather some more information. This was a triggering at first. Yeah, universe, look at this. Marriage, clarity, respect, yin yang. And I feel like once he gets this clarity, and respect is very big in this connection, because I feel like both people have been through really hard lessons. And because I feel like these are two people that are highly sensitive, right? They're two of the same, it's like two of the what is that saying, cut from the same cloth or whatever. And they're coming together, like when it's like they're both a wish fulfillment to each other, but one sees each other, they're both very triggered. And I feel like the clarity is around, like, and maybe that's the information the masculine gathers, is that this person is actually a mirror to him, a positive mirror to him. That's why the Nine of Cups is here, is like a positive mirror to his like happiest self, which can also be triggering, right? Ten of Cups, are you freaking kidding me? Yeah, it's basically, and he's like, okay, I think I want that. After some time of waiting, Seven of Cups, maybe being confused about this connection. After that, there could be an age difference too. I feel like there's definitely a difference. I feel like these two people could be from very different, just like this bracelet, like there's very different colors, like the blue and the red. They're very different, but somehow it's like transitional. This dark blue kind of transitions both of them. And I feel like that's what this is. And we have the sun and the moon. Sun and the moon, yin, yang. Wow. Wow, okay. Page of Cups. Surprise. Wheel of Fortune. I can't knew the Wheel of Fortune was going to come out. There's some kind of soul recognition here. Six of Cups. Okay, Six of Cups, Two of Cups, past life stuff, right? You're meant to build something with this person. You could even see them in a group. You have a lot of common interest, right? And this isn't just like on a material level, it's like on a soul level, on an emotional level, right? Wow. Okay. So how does the feminine feel about this masculine? The high priestess, she has a knowing, but she keeps to herself. Because 10 of Swords, she's been betrayed. 10 of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. There's some kind of clarity that comes to her too. Because that's, the Empress highly intuitive. And the High Priestess coming out. I almost want to say she kind of feels this. Look at this. Look at this little lineup right here. The freaking moon, the Wheel of Fortune, the High Priestess, 2 of Cups. Jeez. All the major arcanas of love and like, holy shit, group 2. I mean, a deep connection, probably neither one of you saw coming. The Empress is keeping to herself. However, I feel like when she meets this masculine, she's going to have like an inner knowing. But because she's been betrayed, that's why she goes into protection mode. So I think the 7 of Wands might be the Empress. She's trying to protect herself because she's just, I don't want to say fresh out of a heartbreak, but whatever she was dealing with before was brutal. I just heard left for dead. Ugh. Oh God. Oh, hell no. Oh. And she's in a phase where she's, I heard precipice of turning this 10 of Swords into this 10 of Pentacles with some kind of breakthrough. Look at this 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups. Wow, some kind of breakthrough. There is Ace of Wands, the World. Wow. She could have been keeping very much to herself because of this 10 of Swords, 3 of Swords. Yeah, they're like, it's ended. Yeah, look at this. 5 of Swords, 8 of Cups. She walked away from something. I feel like she took a loss. And there's some kind of new beginning, but she's been doing it on her own. Because she's chasing some kind of vision, but with the 4 of Cups, it hasn't been working out very well. It's been rather challenging. The Empress, she might even be like, I just feel like exhausted. I mean, I feel like she walked away from something with nothing. And she took her 1 pentacle and she's just being like, I don't care if I have to do it by myself, I'm fucking doing it. 2 of Wands. She put it towards, I feel like she's been carrying something she left something behind to pursue something. Something that wasn't emotionally fulfilling, something that was dramatic, something that was, I'm also getting some kind of mind games here with that 5 of Swords. Yeah, look at that. She's like, bye, Felicia. Look at this, Ace of Wands. She's feeling good now. Look, the Emperor's like, oh, you're looking good, girl. Yeah, I've been through it, but you know what? You are cute. More than cute. Look at this. I'll take a leap of faith on that. Hell yeah. Wow. So it's like you guys collide in some kind of way, and that's why that divine is here. If I keep calling you group 2, I'm so sorry. Group 3. I'm just in it right now. How beautiful. And this is like a fresh start for both of you. Look at this. It could happen in the fall or something there's some kind of change. And you have all 4 aces out. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, Ace of Swords, Ace of Cups. This is so fresh too. I love it. It has really good energy. It's colorful. It's, I mean, look at this Fool card. Just being like, yeah, I'm gonna leap into the unknown. F it. At least I'm colorful. I'll just light it. I'll light the dark, right? Dang. The Empress is getting out of something that she had to walk away from. And even if it was going to be very hard, because there's a lot of, like, a dark road with a lot of going into a mountain range, but being like, you know what? It's taking that personal power, because I still keep getting mind games. It was something that I'm also feeling like that there's a sense of like there's nothing I can do that's going to be good enough. Oh, that's 5 of Wands. Yeah. Very conflicting, very challenging for this person, the Empress person. I feel like because it's kind of like they burn through their own cups too, but it's I feel like even in their connection, they were carrying the weight, and something broke, and they're like, you know what? If I'm going to carry the weight, at least it's for my own future, and it's my weight. There's a sense of this person freed themselves, the Empress person, they freed themselves from this. This connection was not healthy at all. And now they're in like this full Page of Wands energy, like, I'm free, I can dance and wear colors, and like this is really sad energy. But it's like they got there. And group 3, if this is you, you got your mojo back. You know, you got you back. I feel like, I mean, you could, this is a lot of fire energy here. You could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, you don't have to be. But, you know, the Page of Wands and the Fool, to me, is Aries energy. Very playful, very not afraid to leap in the dark, you know. We'll be like, yep, let's do it. Looks good. Let's go for it. And be confident in that, you know. And some people think that would be foolish, but I think you're at a point where it's kind of like this Ace of Wands. It's like it's marked up you have some notches on your your wand here, you know. You're coming back into this playful, creative, fun, like this is who you are. You could even be tapping into your inner child again, or just feeling more free-spirited and fun, because this is not fun energy, you know. This is not fun energy at all. Look at this. It's almost like they're like coaxing the fox that they put these tiny wings, and like, you can fly, and you're not gonna fly. That poor fox is not gonna fly, you know. And that's where I feel like this Empress person was kind of led to, and then they just took everything on, and now they're here. They could have a little dog, a little white dog. Very playful and fun. It's like that Empress energy is creative flow too, you know. So this person had to remove themselves from this, and now I'm like, they're free and they're playful. You know, Ace of Swords, they've had to really go through a lot of triumph. So respect, I feel like, is very important for both of you, you know. And there's a shared vision here between the Emperor and the Empress. I feel like you both share the same vision. And there's something like, because I'm getting like Pyramid Egypt, it's very much a past life connection. You could have definitely had past lives together. You could even get clarity of that through dreams, okay? With that 7 of Cups, you could even, you know, when you because I feel like one person sees the other first. And there's a waiting period because you're like, I don't know. I don't either know. Because I feel like y'all don't know each other very well. And there's some kind of breakthrough and clarity after like a period of being not sure or just having a lot going on, being distracted by other things and having to wait. Yeah, see, that candle went out. And so for some of you, this could be a lot closer than you anticipate. There is something about like I said, this doesn't get off the ground right away after one of you sees each other, and I feel like there's a epiphany, fucking breakthrough. Yeah. There's something very familiar, but it's like there's some kind of clarity in what I say in the dreams. There it is. Someone gets clarity in the dreams. Yeah, because I feel like up until that point, there's some kind of triggering that conflicts, and then you have Mercury, messages, travel, communication. There even could be, maybe you're at a distance from each other, you're not close to each other. There's something that, like I said, it's just like almost like a false start. Maybe you are like in the same place and somebody has to like travel for work, and there's a lot of like missed opportunities of either coming together or it's a lot. Cycle completion. Maybe somebody had to close out a cycle, or both of you did. What else for group 3? Divine masculine, masculine, closing, completion, karma, balance, and justice, confusion. Wow, we got 2 masculines. I feel like the cycle maybe, yeah, settlement. I don't know if it was the divine masculine, or the reason why there's 2 masculines here is because maybe the emperor could have been confused, and if there was something closed out with another masculine, if they knew that there was another person, or maybe there was some confusion that the emperor had to clarify, or the emperor person had to get clarity on. Yeah, making a decision. There it is. Today, present now, in the moment, escapade, waves. Maybe went back and forth. And then we have the feminine. Wow. No. So no. Hideaway, vacation, adventure, waves, emotion coming and going, feminine. Yeah. So there could have been a little bit of like back and forth about making a decision. Maybe there was some kind of breakthrough and clarity, or in a dream, or it could have been in some kind of message, ethereal message, single, current, maybe if they were single fully from the past, or maybe if they had children. If the masculine had children, he could be thinking about the family that he had, or children that he had from, because I feel like, I actually feel like maybe both of you are divorced. And maybe there was a question if someone was divorced. Intervention, rescue others involved, alchemy, ancestor guides, group. Yeah, I feel like there was something, racing, running, avoiding gossip, memories, and nostalgia, realization. Yeah, okay. I feel like somebody had to close out a cycle with a masculine, okay? And like rebalance himself. I feel like it could have been the feminine. It didn't have to be. Maybe they were waiting on a settlement from a divorce, or just kind of settlement to fully close this kind of cycle. or vice versa. Like just take, if I'm saying something and you're like, well, that sounds like me, then just take that. Just remember it's a collective reading. The past, lack, suffering, which one of you was triggered by past connections. Okay, maybe you have children with that person, but there was some kind of intervention, and that was like a turning point for, because like I said, you guys are mirroring each other, but it's different ways. Like somebody just got out of, it could have been a divorce kind of recently, or had to close a major cycle with a masculine and, you know, like really fully close that out. And the other person was kind of on the fence about making a decision because of a past connection where they were still kind of hurt from, which was triggered. Maybe they have children with this person. There was some kind of divine intervention or clarity that, you know, with, like I said, this was a very guided and spiritual, very 5D connection at first. There was a lot of help beyond the veil, whatever you believe in. And I feel like there could have been someone who was worried about a past relation that they were connected to because they felt very strongly, or there was some kind of denial at first. That's maybe there was a realization, it was kind of like an awakening for that person, whether it was male or female, and that was like a breakthrough. Like I said, they could have gotten a message and helped them make a decision or bring some kind of clarity to truth. Whoever was kind of like running, maybe there was some gossip with this past connect. I feel like this is more the masculine. I feel like the masculine had maybe a past that they had children with someone, and they've been kind of on the fence because it's kind of rehashed what's happened, but there was some kind of divine intervention. Maybe they didn't realize that this was still holding them back from moving forward. There was some kind of confusion. What are you saying? Running, avoiding? Yeah, maybe they were afraid of like gossip, or especially if they had kids and stuff like that. Petty, jealousy, envy, or how it would be, I don't know, maybe this is something they had to deal. I actually feel like both people had to deal with this on some level. Yeah, so things had to be brought into justice. But one was meant to kind of rehash what happened in a past relationship and come to an awakening, realization, awareness, finding out, coming to light. And the other one was just closing a major cycle that put them in a transformation. I feel like it could be two masculines too, if you resonate with that. So the feminine right now could be taking a little bit of a break, trying to be very present, like dealing with the waves of emotion. I feel like they're very balanced though currently, the feminine energy. Maybe they have had to, unplugged, connected, strength, empowerment. Maybe self-love, creation. Yeah, very much an Empress energy. Intentions, plugged, tuned in, internet connected. Maybe they're popping back out on the internet after a little self-love, a little re-empowerment, a little taking a break to allow. There's something about I don't want to say third eye awakening, because I feel like this person's actually release, surrender, purge. I feel like they have purged a lot. I feel like they're just taking a little time out just to like, I feel like they did take time. Yeah, look, it's like reflect. Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Spirit. Reflect, self-love, re-empower, spend time with family. Reset. I feel like this person, the feminine's about like popping back out though. I feel like they could be feeling more free. Yeah, family. I feel like they're spending time with family. Working on their home if they're not spending time with family. There's something about home and rebuilding their own stability. Party, external. Maybe they're going. I feel like this person's, the feminine's like starting to pop back out again. She feels good. She's being very present. She's excited. Financial support, child and money. Maybe she's getting the support that she needs. Assistance. Oh, from her spirit guides, TikTok, deadline, and time running out. Obsession, apology, Venus, offer, and change. Oh, reunion, third eye, ace of water, integration. Ah. The feminine is being protected by someone. Obsession, apology, Venus, reunion, soul ties, change, courage. No, she's already walked away from someone. External party. So I feel like there could be a past person on the feminine side that wants to come back and be like, let's build a home. I feel like the feminine actually is very, there's something about interiors that I keep getting. So the external party, I do feel like she's popping back out though. She has released a lot of the things. That's why she kind of took time off. But there could be an external party that is still keeping tabs here. Maybe wants to be like, oh, let's have that commitment or whatever. I don't like this. Obsession, apology, forgiveness, reunion, soul ties. The thing, maybe even get an offer from that person that she left behind, but the bags are packed. She's down the track. I feel like the time's run out. It's too late. And with her intuition, third eye, and clarity, she sees very clear now. She's not going to get trapped in to this confusion. Ace of water, is like the Ace of Cups, integration and union to her actual divine masculine. I heard what's done is done. Yeah, she wants something new. She sees something very clear and she's not going to go back. She's already walked away. She's made her mind up. Journal. She could even be writing a book or something about it. Maybe she's a really good writer. Regret, repression. Yeah, I feel like that's the person maybe she was dealing with. Avoidance, stalemate, nurture. Yeah. Divine thumb. She's not talking to that person. Love affair, thoughts, isolating, separation, and logging. I feel like in hamster wheel. This is that person that she walked away from. That's their energy. They're in regret. She's like, you do not exist to me anymore. Yeah, she's focused on herself. I love this. This is beautiful. What else is... Yeah, I think that came out in the last group. And spiritual strength, prosperity begins. I feel like you both want to... You're at a point where you're coming out of this disruption, this like the Tower card, and you're coming to this like the foundation and achievements. This is what you're working towards, the balance, harmony. It's like you've both gone through things where you've had to emotionally withdraw and rebuild your own foundation within yourself. And you're coming to a good place where it's so cheesy. It's like you're ready to plant seeds together. Peaches could be significant with the color peach. We have transformation and harmony. Yeah, look at this. Alignment, stop it. Hope. after conflict and defeat. You're finding like a connection that you both, like transformation, you've both been through transformation, that mirroring energy, right? 3, 6, or sorry, 13 and 6 could be significant. 16, 4 could be birth dates. We have 11 and 17 as well, 8. These are individual transformations. You had to rebuild the foundation within yourself, and that transformed you, and that's why you're coming in union with this person, number 6. This is somebody who is going to give what you give, and it's because you're balanced within yourself. There's equal give and take. 11, 17. This is like 11, 17 always reminds me of like divine miracles, because this is like the Justice card, and then I thought it was a Temperance. I got the vibe of the Temperance in the last reading, but this one is the Justice. It's like, it's a balance and it's aligned to give you hope. This is like the Star card. It's like, this is the balanced connection that you've always wanted. This is what you hoped and dreamed for. Wow, that's powerful. I did not expect it to go that long. I think I'm just gonna leave it there. I don't even know what else to say. These, I mean, look at this. Wow. Speechless. This is a mess. Look at all these cards. Dang. There was a lot to this. There was definitely a lot to this, and I feel like there was I know this looks like a total mess, but this is you have 2 people that have a lot of experience in some complicated, very layered things that could have been very hard, and there's different ways of them experiencing it, but there's something very similar about them too. There's a pure, it's like, it's very pure, you know. Like, this is a person that you're not going to have to be like, well, are they really doing that? Or this is a person that you're not going to have to question if they're being true to you. You're not going to get weird vibes. You're not going to be made to think that you're being crazy or too much. Or I just feel like this is a very, like, with respect here, there's something about transparency I think that you're both looking for too. And I think the communication's very straightforward, and like, there's no, I just feel like there's no bullshit. How nice. And you have somebody that matches you. Like, this is your future spouse. Yeah, and you're both gonna just admire the shit out of each other. But I think you're just a little apprehensive about being vulnerable, but this is something you both haven't experienced before. So it can be triggering, especially when you've been through a shitstorm of relationships that left you like in this 3 of Swords or the 9 of Wands, or, you know, you've been taken advantage of. This is somebody who is going to match you in the way that you love, you know, somebody who genuinely respects you and is going to be transparent, you know, with you. I love that. I love that. Let's get a bell. Let's get a bell. Let's get a bell. Whoa. I still have a voice. All right. Group number 4. If you chose this skull bracelet, this is your reading. Welcome. Let's tap in. I'm just gonna do a little energy check. And I feel like this pile, you probably watched a couple piles or you feel drawn to other piles. And if you do, just go ahead and, you know, just watch a couple different ones if you want to. Watch them all. Group number 4. I don't know why I'm getting like, I don't give a, I don't want to cuss too much on here. I don't give an F vibes. You're doing you. I feel like, I don't know if y'all have Scorpio in your chart or you you've been through a lot of major shifts in your life, or you've had to deal with a lot of shit in your life. Some of you by a young age. I'm getting cold too. Some of you could be cold, or like always be cold. I'm also getting like cold steel, the feeling of like cold steel. Not that you're cold, I'm just getting like a, I know it sounds horrible. And I feel like it's like, I'm just gonna say it, it's like a steel table at a coroner's office, which reminds me of people passing. And that could represent something like you've been through a lot of rebirths and like deaths and rebirths, spiritually, metaphorically. Or you just lost someone. I'm very sorry. I'm also getting like an investigator. You're very observant. Protective. Mentally very sharp. And very deep. So I don't know where this one's gonna go. We're just gonna put that over there. Okay. I feel like group 4, you have a lot of ancient knowledge. You have a different scope of the world. You enjoy your peace. You could even be either resting on a calling of yours, or maybe you help others call, hear some kind of calling that they are, or help them. I don't know, group 4, I'm kind of getting like you could be some kind of counselor or mentor or somebody that is a solid person, very I want to say diligent and strategic, very detail oriented. Yeah. Page of Cups. Cups. Oh, God. I feel like for some of you that heaviness, I feel like you could have lost someone that you've either known since you were a child, or, yeah. I'm also getting, can you, I hope you didn't lose a child. Okay. Okay. Wow. I feel like this is a prequel to, okay, I'm getting a couple different things, so I'm just going to go for it and we're just going to see, yeah, a couple different things. All right. I'm just going to pull a couple other cards too, really quick. Yeah, I knew it. Obstacle challenge, throat chakra, 5-5, 55, Hierophant 5. All right, group 4. I almost feel like group 4, I'm just gonna say it, I feel like you might be the Emperor from group 3. Empress, throat chakra. Look at this. This is the Empress card. Partnerships and alliances. All right. Yep. Patience and planning. This came up in another one. Intuition. Stop it. All right. I'm just going to go way out here. Obstacles and challenges. Disconnect and boredom. Material, spiritual, prosperity. Solar plexus. And awareness. That's the clarity. Transformation. Boom. Okay. Love begins. Alrighty. Well, I feel like if you were drawn to any of the other piles, I definitely think you should watch them. I feel like this is like you guys are like the Emperor from group 3. Okay, you're in the Emperor energy that I was talking about in group 3. 4, 5, 6 could be relevant. 30, I'm just getting 33, like in my mind's eye. You could be seeing 555. There's something coming into alignment. And if you weren't drawn to pile 3, then don't look at it. Because I feel like the thing that I get it. There's something, okay, sorry. I think that I think that you were the Emperor from pile 3 or in that position. I feel like you saw the person that you wanted to be with, right? And you kind of ran from the connection because it kind of like stressed you out. Or there was something happen, and this could have been something from your past, like you could have been in something when maybe you were younger that you had the same feelings for. It was like a similar energy, or maybe like, because I was feeling in pile 3 and I hate to like mix them. If you're not drawn to it, don't watch it. But there was something that didn't get off the ground, and with the 5 of Swords there could have been some kind of conflict or some kind of conflicting interests, that because I think you could have admired this person, or there was some kind of crush, or there was some kind of mental conflict within yourself that from like a past situation that ended like this. So there was something, I think, that it could have been maybe you it could have been having to do with belief systems. There's a difference here. Belief systems, a lot of conflicting interests, temperance, and yeah, this is taken some time to come into balance. It's like a waiting period. 3 of Swords, and then that's the 4th sword underneath. So someone could have been like healing too. There's a going back and forth, and I feel like you two are very different. I don't know if it's like your belief. It could be religion. I'm not really getting that though. There's a difference between you and this other person. But there's some kind of call, or I'm just getting, I heard acknowledgement. After some, like a long, this is not a quick plan. This is like a, like waiting for something, or planning, waiting for the right time. There's some kind of like hearing the call, but this is like, the energy goes back and forth here. Transformation, maybe the transformation needs to happen before love begins, and that's why there could be avoidance. And then 6, because this was a surprise, but it awakens something, and there's obstacles and challenges. Maybe there was something where it wasn't just like running away from. I'm getting kind of both things. So I feel like Group 4, I feel like you're an Emperor energy, whether you're a male or not. I feel like you're this King Wands person, the one that wants to take action. Maybe you've been kind of on the fence about the way of going about this. And this Queen of Pentacles, I feel like this is the other person. And there's like, maybe there's a waiting, but I feel like there was a running at first. Disconnect and boredom. I feel like you did try to disconnect. Maybe you thought it was too challenging, right? There was too many things involved, too many conflicting interests. The energy was pure when you first met this person. This is a new person. They're very different partners in alliance. They could even be from a different background, a different race. Not that that matters, but there's something very different about you too. But you actually have a lot of similarities. And I think it was like some kind of triggering here. Material and spiritual prosperity, solar plexus. This was an awakening. I feel like there was an avoidance, but there was things that needed to be healed. Three, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, what a process. Quite the process. And what was a surprise is there was a different you either held back on giving. At first, I feel like you could have ran from this a little bit, or maybe just kind of been like, yeah, no. But then there was something that it's like when you decided I am going to go for it, maybe you went back and forth about it before. This person's grounded, stable. You had to wait before you could give to this. But there was something activated here. And it could have been after you even went through some kind of healing. Look at this. We got the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and awareness. Yeah. Activation, solar plexus. And she's like right there at the solar heart chakra, solar plexus, third eye chakra, and intuition, major awakening. That's clarity. There's something that was exciting about this too. This was over a period of time. It's like you didn't want to see this big beginning, right? There you are, the Emperor. I fucking knew it. Because this was a little bit shocking, right? And then, but there was something that happened with the Four of Wands. This is like a milestone or some kind of, it's like you didn't want to miss this union, even though you wanted to kind of do what it took to kind of move things forward. But the person that you were dealing with, maybe a little bit, I feel like these two are the same person, right? Or this is, one's an ex and one's a new person. Because I'm kind of getting both. I'm kind of getting, it was kind of like you've been through this and it created a tower, but this person's different than, and this Queen of Swords person could have been your ex, which it was just like a lot of conflict, a lot of chaos, and you're like, I'm not going to go down that road. How? And strength, devil, yeah, and that's what kind of made you deny it at first. But then you kind of got the Two and the Three of Wands, and that fourth wand. But you also didn't want to miss out on something because you started looking at your own future. And I feel like this is something that you called in and you made the decision to take that leap of faith. Yeah, because you were protecting yourself. You already built something on your own. And but you were really protecting your heart chakra. You're holding yourself back. But the Three of Wands and the Star with the Page of Wands. Wow, look at that. Look at this. This is, look, and there she is, the Empress. Stop it. And you're like, nope, that's mine. Wow. That's my end game. That's it. I don't know why. It's this mysterious, look, the star. Wow. That's the fourth wand right there. 2, 3, 4. What did I say earlier? 4, 5, 6. Damn. Talk about a process. 1, 2, 3. Good Lord. This is the moon with the star in the world. Wow, Ace of Cups. I feel like you had fear about this, but I think there's been some time. You had to like marinate in it, make sure that this was like a good choice. But I think you get to a certain point where you're like, no, I'm gonna go for it because I don't want to miss this opportunity. It came unexpectedly. there was some kind of time. There's some kind of time from when you cross paths with this person, and there's some kind of like man, I can't, come on words. It's a, maybe it's what it is. It's just kind of like no words. There's the moon is all about the subconscious. It's like a subconscious, like click, spark. There's something very mysterious, but it hits something, and you're like, oh, the Three of Wands is expansion, growth. It's also a sense of longing. Maybe there was something that was dormant that you're like, why do I like miss this person? You know, this person, it's kind of like they kind of brightened maybe things that you weren't aware of, that you were kind of dormant, and now you're like, why do I feel like I miss them? Why do I feel like I have a bigger purpose? Why do I feel like they're part of my bigger purpose? And that's what this is, the bigger vision, something more, something that you probably didn't even know that I'm just getting unplanned. I feel like you tried to write this off like it wasn't going to happen, and here it is. Universe is like, I have a new seed for you to plant. You know, the Empress is all about fertility, and there's a sense of mystery with this Empress, though, and the Star card. It's almost like a very calm, very confident, but very mysterious, very I don't know if this person has tapped into a side of you that you maybe, I'm just getting like, I don't want to say think bigger, because I mean, I feel like whoever you are, you're like, you're taking this Emperor energy where you think big already, but this person hits on a different level. And I feel like it scared the shit out of you at first, but then it started making you think a little bit. And there's something about the unknown, or it's like very mysterious. Yeah, you went to some kind of transformation. Who is the Empress? A mystery. Maybe some of you haven't met this person yet. Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. The Emperor is on the Star. You might know them through their work. They might, yeah, okay. Eight of Swords. You might see for what they do in their work. Nine of Cups. Ten of Wands. Yeah, this person could have walked away from someone that put them in a third party when they thought they were in the Ten of Cups. Ew, yeah, look at that. Knight of Wands. They're like, out of here. Or that person. Ugh. Was this an ex, this Knight of Wands with the Three of Cups? It was like a third party kind of thing. I'm just getting third party. Yeah, it was. Six of Cups, past person. King of Swords, person was cold, detached, secretive. Yeah, see, King of Pentacles, Five of Cups. That person's the Three of Cups. Or the King of Pentacles. Yeah. So this person was not the King of Pentacles. They were secretly... It's like this person was wearing a mask, the High Priestess. These two are the same energy. Yeah, Magician. Very manipulative. It was like an illusion of some sort. Ew. Nine of Wands, yeah. Brutal. I think this is what they thought they were getting. The Ten of Pentacles, but no. Contract over, transformation after a long period of solitude. This person's following their dreams though. I feel like they actually have a lot of opportunities. Or they're learning about a lot of stuff right now. I'm also getting the person that they were involved in very immature, and like there's that illusion, and that's what shifted. And got things moving. Interesting. Okay. So what you have coming forward, I actually feel like your paths are going to cross. Yeah, the King of Cups and the Sun. Wow. Yeah, it's going to go for it. It's going to go for it. Look at this. Magician and the Lovers. Stop it. And look, the Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands going to take, wow. That's the end of the deck. No way. So if you're the Emperor, I feel like you're the King of Cups and you have some kind of, I don't know if it's like enlightenment or something shines light, or you move forward. You move on this Empress. Oh, and determined to do it. You're like, F it, I'm going for it. Suit up, Chariot. Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, you're coming too. Look, that is so cute, yeah. It's like, because the Queen of Wands now matches this King of Wands, right? There's something with you might help them like rebuild, or you want to help support them because they might not be in a good situation or lost. I'm just getting lost. Ooh. Lost a lot. Yeah, look at this person. They're stepping into their power for their work. Maybe they're getting seen for their work. You could want to help them with that. With the Knight of Pentacles. How's the Queen of Wands, Empress person going to receive them? The Lovers, the Ace of Cups. I mean, stop. Stop it. What is... Oh. It's going to move quite smoothly. Look, you're going to move past the uncertainty and things are going to roll. Look at this. Five of Pentacles. Stop it. The Sun and the Emperor is going to be well received. Are you freaking kidding me? Wow. I feel like the Emperor, I feel like you're the Emperor, is going to move past the uncertainty and fear and get it rolling. Look at this. You got the Five of Pentacles. Maybe, there's something that's coming together to, it's like you're building something. I can't believe that came out. How is he going to be received? Well, yeah. Wow. Stop it. Wow. You're gonna recognize the Queen of Wands knows who the Emperor is. The Empress. Stop it. Look at this. You got the Strength card. Look at this. 10 of Cups. And then you have like the Hangman with this. Oh, done. We're done. Look, King of Cups. Stop it. It's gonna step in. It's gonna step in. Wow. Knight of Cups gonna shoot the shot. Look at this. The Sun, the Emperor, the Empress, the 10 of Cups. Are you kidding? That's crazy. Yeah, we're done. We're done. It's a different perspective on love after you both had the strength, because the Empress kind of represents this is the feminine energy, it's the masculine energy, the Strength, the Sun card, you know, and it's this meant like the Empress or the Temperance. It's like that well balanced between the Empress is taming the beast. Maybe in more ways than one, I don't know. And I feel like the Emperor is... Oh God, I can't. Okay. Well, that connection's going to be awesome. Just explosive for the rest of time. But this King of Cups energy, it's going to step in. Yeah, look at this. It's going to be successful because he's stepping into this Emperor energy. It's like now, like the emotions are there, the longing, the planning, or the foresight, and then now the action's happening. So if you're this Emperor person, I feel like you're going to get either some kind of truth or clarity that you need to move forward. Wow, the Hierophant. So this is definitely a higher level of connection. And if you're questioning or going back and forth, I mean, that's your answer. What are you waiting for, dude? Or dudette, whatever. Wow. It's like you guys both get like a different perspective on what like a happy connection. You could even be blending families or having a family. It's like such a ebb and flow, just like that well-balanced flow. Like that lion is enjoying very much being pet. Okay. I think I'm going to leave it there, you guys. If you guys want to dial more in to your personal situation and all that stuff, is in the description box. Thank you so much. I love you guys. This was a great reading. Group 4, giddy up. Just go for it. Follow your heart. Tap into that King of Cups. This is your clarity. Bing. Okay. For others of you, if you're the Empress, like this is what you got coming. This is what you're calling in, like a legit partner that is going to help build you up and build something with you. And I just keep getting transparency, you know, especially with the Sun card. Very clear, very transparent, very strange. It could be a Leo, Aries, Libra. I mean, all the signs are here. Look how many cards I got. But look, I just love when they repeat, you know. You both have been. It's very mirroring. Go into pile 3. I just feel like this is more the Emperor side of... Because I was getting a lot of holding back at first, or just kind of... There's like a lot of watching, and not in like a creepy way. Or a lot of fear and uncertainty that you had to move past before this could get rolling. Okay, bye guys. Love you.